What's up, YouTube? It's your girl B.Wilder, and we are back with episode 2 of the Momcast. Can we get a little bit of commotion for episode 2, y'all? Alrighty, and today we have the baddest. Today we have my best friend as our guest. Her name is Alex. Alex, introduce yourself.
Hi, guys.
We are here to discuss a little bit of her PCOS diagnosis. Also, her losing her mother at a tender age of, 25?
24.
24. And also the loss of her son at 25 weeks?
26.
26 weeks. Okay. The numbers aren't important. It's the fact that it happened to her, so we're going to get into a little bit of that, but I wanted to touch base on something, y'all. Last night, I watched something on Netflix called Bad Influence. It's like behind the scenes of kid influence. I don't know the exact names, but it's about Piper Raquel and her. If you didn't watch... When you get home, turn that shit on. When I tell you, it's funny how money changed the situation. I can't believe that she ain't doing no jail time. Like, the stuff that she had them kids doing is insane. And it's like, I'm big on body language. When the kids are talking about the things that, like, took place, they, like, twirling their hair and looking away from the camera. Like, you can tell that they're uncomfortable. Like, I know... Them kids not lying. They not lying.
I don't know nothing.
And girl, when you get home, watch it.
I was gonna say, but I'll watch it.
And then I think she just settled out of court too for like 1 point something, some M's, money she made off YouTube. But yeah, them kids was. We listen, we don't judge on the pink couch, but that was some crazy shit. Y'all gotta tune in. If y'all didn't see it, it's on Netflix. It's about Piper Raquel and her mother, Tiffany. So before we get into it, we have a lot to unpack. You let me know what's your boundaries. You know I love you, and I would never put too much on you. Mm-hmm. So
I'm take my glasses off.
I would never put too much up on you. So you let me know if we need to switch lanes, pump brakes, park, whatever you would like, whatever you're comfortable with. You let me know. I want to start off with speaking about PCOS. PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian or ovary syndrome. The symptoms can include irregular periods, excessive facial hair, excessive male hormones, also fatigue, low energy, infertility sometimes, and it's something that has become very common. If any of these symptoms sound familiar to you, you might want to do some research. There are other symptoms. This is just a few, to say the least. I want to start off with asking, how old were you when you got your diagnosis of PCOS?
I was really young. So I think it was about like 6 months and I did not get my cycle. Okay. And my mom was like, when you're younger, your mom keeps up on that, like, yeah, what's going on? Right.
She probably was like, I know this.
Yeah, I know that. So my mom took me to the doctor and they ran a bunch of tests and it was like, I got an ultrasound and I had a lot of cysts on my ovaries. I had 32 in total.
That's all.
32 cysts on my ovaries.
Could you feel that? Did you
So you can, right now I only have my last doctor's appointment. I only had 9.
Okay. So which is a huge difference from
they do
32.
They do rupture.
Okay.
And it can be painful depending on how big they are, like how big the cysts are. I had 32 smaller cysts. So
Okay.
it is painful. Sometimes I can say it's like on the lines of like a period cramp.
Okay. Yeah.
But I wasn't feeling like a lot. Like I didn't get, because I know that there's some people that like when a cyst rupture is like they're in hospital type situation. I was fortunate enough to not have that problem, but it is a painful situation when they do rupture.
Yeah. Do you think that it could be like similar to like fibroids in a way?
So I it's hard for me to say because my case of PCOS is not like a severe case of PCOS. So I can't really speak on that. Yeah. But like, it's definitely something that, you know, causes a lot of things that happen with the body. Like, you know, excessive weight gain, like you said, fatigue, excessive hair. Like,
what do you feel like specifically was your symptoms personally?
Fatigue for sure. I'll take a nap at any given point in time.
You don't play about your nap?
I don't play about my nap
at all. I hate that fucking nap sometimes. Child. I
take a nap every single day. I do not play about my nap. So fatigue, and it's something that I literally can't control. Like I just get to a point where I need to go lay down. Like I just get tired.
Yeah.
So fatigue, I do feel like that's one of my major symptoms, as well as like my dad was hairy, but I got like a little mustache.
They said the bitches with the mustache just got good coochie. I'm just saying. That's word on the street. Like I don't know how that relates to PCOS. I'm just the messenger. Okay?
Yeah. So it's like I have like hairy arms and like I have like a little mustache, but it's like, you know, things that don't really like nothing really hinders me from
living a normal everyday life. And that moves on to my next question. I was going to ask you, like, were you ever ashamed to like share that with the world? Because I feel like me and her have been best friends since we was what, like 14, 15? We separated a little bit because she decided she wanted to move to South Carolina on me. So we didn't talk for a little bit, but we here. Yeah. But we've been best friends since we was like 14 or 15. I feel like I didn't know that you had PCOS until we were like probably like 5 years ago, maybe.
Honestly, because when I first found out about it, it was more so like it was just like an infertility thing. Like you can't have kids. So it was like kind of not embarrassing, but it was like a sensitive subject that I didn't want to talk about. Yeah. Until my period started being more regular, and I went to the doctor, and my doctor, she did another ultrasound. My cysts, every time I went, they were getting lower and lower. So I started to get like some hope. So at that point, it was like, you know, I started to do my own research. Like, this is not what I was told in the beginning. Like when I was, I think it was like 14, 15. Okay. When I had that conversation at 15, it was just like, you know, the possibilities of you having a kid is like... So at that point, I was just like, okay, I'll be the rich auntie.
Yeah, but it's just like... Also, and I wanted to ask you this because we've both had similar experiences with healthcare where we feel like... No shade to the good doctors, but because I have a doctor that delivered my babies that I love, Dr. Kim Einhorn, I love you so much. You still... hold a dear place in my heart. I'm never having another baby, but I just want to let you know that I love you and I think about you often. But I feel like, in a sense, sometimes they can get lazy and they don't really educate you on things that you should really know. Do you feel like your doctor was helpful with you with your diagnosis? Like, did she give you any information to take home and move forward with? Like, I'm like referring you to a dietitian if it's like a diet that you could...
No, it was really none of that. It was more so, honestly, put me on birth control. Okay, yeah, I heard that. So they put me on birth control to like regulate my cycle, but that don't fix the problem. Like, that was like a Band-Aid. Like, okay, well, this is what we want. We want, your period to be regular. We don't want you to have kids, so let's put you on birth control. And being on birth control at 15 is like, I wasn't even having sex at 15 yet. Yeah. So it was like, being on birth control at 15, it was like...
Yeah.
This is what are we doing? Yeah, like, this is not
bullshit.
Necessary.
Yeah, okay.
And it wasn't until I got older when I realized, like, that wasn't necessary. Like, it was no need for me to be on birth control. But, I feel like at the times now, like, doctors, I feel like they're a little bit more open about PCOS.
Yeah, because it's more common now.
It's more common now. Yeah, it wasn't like a common thing, I'm saying 16, 17 years ago. Sheesh.
Yeah. It's very common now. I want to, touch base on the, infertility part a little bit more.
Okay.
Because I want to speak about Neem. Neem is her son. How old would he be?
He would be 3 this year.
I have a 3-year-old named Billion. We were expecting Neem and Billion to grow up together. So they're 6
months apart.
Yeah.
That would have been 6 months.
Would have been 6 months apart. It's a very touchy subject for us. But before we get started, I would like to take a shot because I know this is very sensitive for you. This could be a lot, and I want to also gift you to let you know that.
Girl, I see him standing there, but I couldn't see what he was standing there with.
I love you. I love you so much, and you are enough. No matter your diagnosis.
I appreciate you so much. I hate you. You get on my nerves.
No matter your diagnosis, no matter your circumstances, I want you to know that I love you and that you are enough, and God has not forgotten about you.
Oh, y'all are okay.
This what the fuck y'all doing here? But I love you. And you are enough, and you are going to be a great mommy when your time comes. You are a great best friend. You are a great auntie and godmother to my children, and don't let this hinder you. You're stupid too. I love you.
Girl, you done pissed me off.
Can we see your flowers though? Shout out to New Blossoms and Claymont, Delaware on Philadelphia Pike. She put this together for me real quick.
Where were these?
Girl, on the 3rd row. You know I keep a big truck for all them kids.
I'm like, I was just in your car.
Yeah, in the 3rd row.
Oh. So cute. Oh, you funny. Okay. Okay.
So I'm really going to let you have the stage. I really just want you to, touch base on your story a little bit about your experience with pregnancy and your birth and, how it affects you now dealing with, child loss.
So I don't feel like I have I suffer from infertility.
Okay. Yeah, because you really don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem
getting pregnant. Yeah.
It's
staying pregnant.
Yeah. I found out that I was pregnant with Neem.
Yeah, after hanging with go ahead and rub it in you. She about to rub it in you.
I found out I was pregnant after a night of Douce and lemonade.
I'm crying, y'all, because when we first shot Cousin, what I bring her here? Douce and lemonade, baby. I'm a Douce and lemonade kind of girl.
Yeah, so I, found out I was pregnant, and I was just waiting to get past the first trimester. I felt like, because I was pregnant before, I felt like if I get past the first trimester,
then I'm out the woods.
Exactly. Because I was pregnant before, but I never made it out the first trimester. So I figured once I make it out the first trimester, I'm good. I made it out, started buying stuff. It was during the pandemic. Well, not during the pandemic, but it was like doctors were still doing virtual appointments. I had one appointment my entire pregnancy. I had one appointment.
Which I hate, but it was COVID. But I hate that.
it was a lot of virtual like appointments, so I wasn't seeing my doctor regularly. And I was just like, I don't think that I'm not gonna say I took it serious, but I didn't think, I thought like once I got out the first trimester, I'm out the woods pretty much. And I should have like, you know, opted in for coming into the office or got more scheduling. Like, I feel like there's things that I should have done. So it's like, I kind of beat myself up about it.
And I want you to stop doing that. You have to stop blaming yourself. Because honestly, that's a part of your healing process. You're not going to get over it until you stop. And let me reword that. I don't mean to say get over it. You're not going, I'm ever going to you're never going to get over it. You're not going to be able to completely heal until you stop doing it. And I know it's something that's easier said than done, because after losing Bray, I'm like, okay, should have did this? Should I did that? Yeah, it seems like you feel like you're trying to find meaning in it, and just let it be.
Right.
Stop doing it.
That makes sense, and I hear you. But like you said, it's easier said than done.
It's going to take time, and I honestly feel like, again, thank you, because you are so brave, because this is so fresh. This is fresh, Bess, because, like, I'm 32. Braylon passed when I was 23. It took me almost 10 years to get out here and speak about this. Like, people see pictures on my Instagram, and, you know, if you know me, you know my story a little bit, but for me to publicly speak, like, this is on the internet. The whole world can see this. For me to publicly speak about this, it's been about 10 years. Yeah. So this is fresh for you.
It is. It is very fresh. It's not something that I talk about often. Only because, like, I feel like sometimes people feel like it wasn't a child until they were born on Earth. But it's like, when I got to the stage at 26 weeks, and I'm buying clothes and sneakers and cribs and bassinets, like, buying things for my son.
First and foremost, 26 weeks, he was a baby. He was a baby.
I literally have pictures of him, and
he literally could have lived out here on his own.
But he was
a child.
He was
a whole baby.
That's another story for another time, because he could have been here, but I went to a hospital that did not. I'm not going to name the hospital, but it was not a hospital that had a labor and delivery. And this is one of the things that I also didn't know, that not all hospitals have labor and delivery. Mm-hmm. You cannot go to a hospital because you're having complications, to any hospital, because you're having complications, and think that they're going to deliver your baby. Mm-hmm. I was a little bit naive about the situation, and I went to a hospital that I thought could possibly help me and my child. They couldn't, and it was, you know, a very terrible experience. Like,
how do you feel like they were handling you at the time?
Like, specific
in that moment?
It was terrible. It was terrible. Like, my child's father, he was there. Like, he brought me to the hospital, and they wouldn't let him come back in the room. And she kept saying it was because it was COVID. It was COVID. He can't be back there. So
after and I hate to cut you off, but they done came out with COVID saying this shit was all made up bullshit. So y'all done did all this for some fake shit. Crazy. But
so yeah, she didn't let him come back in the room. My phone was dying. It was the middle of the night. I was there all night. They were trying to get my pressure to go down so I can get transported to another hospital. I was hyperventilating. My pressure was too high. I couldn't get transported. The nurse literally looked at me and was like, if you don't stop crying, you're going to be the reason that your baby is. And that just, like, hyped me up more.
What's your reason for not saying their name?
Because it's not going to
bring him back.
It's not. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. It's a county hospital. I'm a county girl.
You can put two and two together.
Yeah, you know the hospital's in the county.
You can put two and two together.
I'm not going to say the hospital's name, but you can put two and two together, it is a county hospital. And it's a county hospital that's ain't worth a damn. Me saying her name is not gonna, don't nobody go there anyway. And I should have never took my black ass there. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry. But I should have never went there either.
Girl, excuse you for what? Say how the fuck you feel.
But yeah, the lady, the nurse that was there, she was very rude. Like, I asked for my charger. She told me she wasn't going to go get my charger, that I did not need to be on my phone. Like, it was just a terrible experience. Shortly after, me and my child's father decided to go our separate ways. And now I just feel like, now that it's happened, I know that I have, like, the ability to have a child. I just have to, be more careful and take the steps. And regardless if he was here or not, I still love my son as if he was here, and
you should.
And he's 12 years old.
Exactly.
He wasn't physically here, but I carried him for 26 weeks, and
he was here though.
He was, you've seen him. He was a beautiful little baby.
He had her features real bad, y'all. Like, real bad.
My lips and my complexion.
They always be like, what they say? Them little boys be looking like they mama real bad. She think that he looks like his father. I think that he would have been her twin. We not really going to touch base on that because none of my kids look like me. So we going to get off that topic, but he looked like her, y'all. She actually has his...
I do. I have his ashes in a necklace that I wear every day. And I also got his name tattooed on me. Because he, like,
he matters.
Yeah, he matters.
What people's opinion of that is none of your fucking business.
Oh, no, it's not. And it's like, I don't speak on it because I don't want to argue, because I'm going to take it there.
Yeah, and I'm going back and forth about that.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that's...
Because some people feel as though if you had a baby at a certain amount of weeks, or if you had a stillborn, that the baby didn't matter. Your baby mattered.
Yeah, like some people think like you have to have the baby in order to be like you lost a child. And it's like... At 26 weeks, my son was literally kicking, and he could have been born in a NICU, but like I said, the hospital I went to wasn't a labor and delivery hospital. But if I would have went down to Jefferson, my son, there's a possibility that he could have been here.
He probably would have.
And people say things like that, like, it was a couple of things that I got, like, you're still talking about it, and it's like...
People said that to you?
Yeah. And I'm like... I'm going to talk about it till I'm
never
blue in the face.
I'm never going to stop talking about it.
I'm never going to stop talking about it.
It's some very ignorant, uneducated, disrespectful people out here. You ignore them people.
Yeah.
When you gave birth to him, how did that feel? Like holding your child, because you've had previous pregnancies. And you've known, like, okay, you've had symptoms, because we've chatted about it, and you like, okay, I don't think I'm going to go through with this pregnancy. I don't think that this one is going to be successful. So for you to go to week 26, like, how, when you held him, even though you knew the circumstances and what was going on, how did it feel to, like, hold your baby?
I couldn't tell you. That day,
it's a blur.
I do not remember. I don't remember that day
That's
at
trauma.
all. I remember I got my hair done the day before, and I was cramping the day before. I got my hair braided. I remember getting my hair braided, and I remember the hospital situation, but I don't have any recollection of my feelings. I think I was just like numb, and then my child's father's mom came to my house. And that's when it started coming back. That's when that's the first, because that was the first, she was the first person that we told. One of the first people that we told. I was talking to you and my sister throughout that night, but she was, one of the first people that came to our house to see us and, check up on us. So that was like that's the first thing that I can remember. I was able to be in the room with him for, it was about like an hour and a half. I was able to hold him. I was able to like kiss him, do all the things. They put a hat on him. They gave him like a little rosary, put his socks on, took pictures of him.
Did you keep all of that stuff?
I did. I have all of it. And every year, the hospital where I was supposed to deliver him at, they do what's called an adopt-a blanket. So
I love that.
they take, like, they give another blanket in his name. So it's like.
And what hospital is that? Can you say them? Can you say their name? The one you were supposed to have him at?
Lincoln.
Oh, that's where I had all my babies. Yeah. I love Lincoln. I had all my babies there.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like that's similar to DuPont. Braylon passed away at DuPont Hospital in Delaware. And every year they do like, I don't want to call it an obituary, but they do like a pamphlet with all the kids' names in it that they have lost. And they do like a ceremony at night with like LED lights. They raise them in the sky, all that kind of stuff. I haven't been to one in a long time, but when I met my husband, shout out to you, baby, he went with me. And it was really, really nice. But I stayed at the Ronald McDonald House in Delaware when my son was sick, because he was in DuPont Hospital for a couple of days before he passed. And just going in there, though, brought back so many memories. Like, when I say the scent.
Ronald McDonald?
The Ronald McDonald House. The scent of the hospital. The scent of the Ronald McDonald House. Everything. It just brought back so many memories. But I think that is really dope that the hospital and Ronald McDonald House come together and, you know, remember the children that have passed away there. So that's, shout out to DuPont and Lincoln. Oh, that's dope. I love that.
Mainline.
Yeah.
Good job. Mainline.
So I just want you to know that you have an angel forever.
I do. That's my baby.
You have an angel forever. He is so proud of you.
Girl, don't start.
And he got you covered. Has it ever been a time where you have gotten into a situation and you ain't know what you was going to do and you ain't come out on top? It ain't work out. It always works out.
Yeah,
you are covered. God got you.
God's favorite.
Neem got. Period.
God like
favorite. He do.
He do. God like that.
He do. So we're gonna move on to Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa is my best friend's mother. When I said, who came up with Living for Lisa? I love
my sister.
Shout out to Brittany.
My sister.
The Christian sexologist. We love you, Brittany. Living for Lisa is such a bold statement, such a bold quote. I love it so much. It just flows. And it's just like.
And you know the type of person that my mom, you know my mom.
Love her mom bad, y'all.
The type of person that my mom was, you have to live for her.
For sure. Because she would be like, what the fuck is y'all down there crying for?
Yeah, what's all that crying
over? What is y'all saying for? Clean up this house.
Okay.
If you need something to do, clean up.
Okay.
Let's go to church.
Okay.
Hear the word. We ain't got time to be crying.
Seriously.
But let's talk about your mother. I don't want to really dig too deep into the sad part because I don't want to make you emotional.
Girl, you did that already.
Exactly. I don't want you crying for the whole day. I just want to know, like, what type of mother was she to you? What was your experience with your mom personally?
I know everybody say this, but I feel like I had the best mom in the world. Like, I know that that's a cliche saying, but
it could be cliche, but if she was the best mom, she was the best mom.
I feel like I had the best mom in the world. Period. And my mom was the oldest out of all of my grandmother's kids. My mom was the oldest, so she was the second mom. And my mom is from North Philly, 18th and Erie, the hood. Like,
and it came out sometimes.
Yeah, my mom is like, she was through and through, you know, North Philly. But she also, once, you know, she had me and my sister, she decided that she wanted her kids to have a better life, and I will forever be grateful for that. Like my mom,
because she definitely did better.
Yeah, she, when I was born, we still lived in North Philly.
Okay.
Shortly after we moved to West Philly, and I think we were there for about 2 years.
So you like half and half like me, Bess? Because I'm like half Chester, half Darby. Like
I moved to Yale. I moved to Delaware County, and when I was 7. So
okay, yeah, you half and half.
like I don't know West Philly. I don't know North Philly. I know the county. I can take you anywhere in the county. I don't know nothing about West Philly. I don't know nothing about West Philly.
So you half and half like me, but I can take you anywhere in Chester because it's only 24 blocks in Chester.
Yeah,
you can't get lost in Chester. Now Philly
I still
is
put my GPS on.
Yeah, Philly is
I
a
still
whole
put my
different
GPS
ball
on.
game, baby.
I don't. But yeah, my mom, she got us up out of there. She gave us a better life. We lived in, a 3-bedroom house. Me and my sister, we each had our own room. And I just felt like
it was nice.
That was the best thing that she has ever done, because if she didn't take it, like my family, like my family, my mom's side of the family. And if my mom would have not moved us to Delaware County, I don't know where I would be right now. And that's a fair statement for me to say. Yeah. And I'm not throwing no shade on nobody, but my family is a little ghetto.
It's nothing wrong with wanting better.
Yeah, my family is a little ghetto. They're a little hood. I mean, they're a lot of hood.
A lot.
They really are. They're a lot of hood. Mm-hmm. And I just appreciate my mom for even doing that, like being able to give us a better life. We never wanted for anything. My mom always made sure we had
Big Lisa,
the best of the best. And if it wasn't, then it was never no. It was not right now. Like it was never,
it was coming.
Yeah, it was like,
and I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I never wanted for anything in my life. I was very spoiled, but also very independent. So
you've always been, and I always pride you on that. You're so responsible. Like you are so responsible, and it's just like, girl, I'm the baby of 5 kids. I'm still figuring this shit out.
I mean, I'm the baby too, but I feel like my sister, she went away to a boarding school. So
so you were like,
I have a sibling, but I was kind of raised as like a single child. Yeah. So I had to do a lot of things on my own because my mom worked so hard. Like she traveled a lot. So
yeah, that's understandable, girl.
Yeah, it was like
we used to be running amok in that house.
Yeah,
it was
like,
only us.
I got you.
We was having it our way in there.
I got you some chicken fingers, some French fries, there's some noodles in there, there's some pizzas in there. Mm-hmm. Don't open my door. Don't answer that phone. Be in the house by 8:00. And it was like, okay, back in the day you could do that. So we was opening the door.
We was answering the phone. We was cutting the stove on. We was down the street at the
still in the car.
Running the red lights, getting her mom tickets in her car.
Yeah, I stole my mom's car.
Business. We in Southwest with the car.
I stole my mom's car. That's another story for another time. We're not gonna talk about that. But I did steal my mom's car a couple times. We gonna tell the story for TriStar. We gonna tell the story. No, you wanna tell the story?
Tell the story.
We gonna tell it real quick because let's just make it short.
No, I need to tell it because
you just told me to tell it now.
No, but I need to tell it because so we in the TriStar and I got stuff in my hand. Bree over there, she
looking for snacks. I'm just
so I'm like, okay.
In my world,
I look up. It's a nigga closing, like locking the door. No, like seriously, like ski mask on, locking the door.
With a bright orange polo hoodie on. This was the polo era when everybody had one shirt or hoodie and they just knew they was
Nike
Ralph Lauren.
The Nike track pants had the 2 lines. They had that on. So I see him lock the door. I said, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, we both standing the opposite way. I look up, I see a guy. She's facing this way, so she's not seeing nothing.
Not a clue.
I said, put your stuff down, we gotta go. We dropped everything, unlocked the door, ran down the street. We hid in somebody's like alleyway. This is where they put their bikes at.
Hold on, y'all. It was like a movie, dog.
Yeah. Right back
no, literally. So we sitting there hiding. Like, I'm hiding on the side of the shed. She by, like, the steps. And she look over.
We look over at the bikes like this, y'all. Like a movie. We look at the bikes. We look at each other like, the bike! Run the fuck off. I'm out of breath like a motherfucker.
So
Can't run.
We
like,
run back around the corner, and by this time the cops was there. So the man like they was in there. We like no,
we wasn't. That was
we
not
start
us.
running up the street. We finally get back to my house. We told my mom. My mom busts out
Start
laughing.
laughing.
She says that's what y'all. She said that's what y'all get. And then called her mom, and they sitting on the phone laughing at us.
Together.
We're sitting there crying, like hysterically crying.
Like, what's funny? Like, we really thought we was about to die.
Never.
She like, that's what y'all get.
For being
y'all should have
grown.
been in this house.
Yeah, because it was late. It was late. It was like it was probably like 11 o'clock. Yeah, it was late. But
that just shows y'all what kind of mother.
Yeah. I mean,
she was.
I feel like if you went to school with me, you knew who my mom was. My mom, she came into that office with them heels on, walking down that hallway.
With that wig.
With that wig.
With that good wig.
Okay. That Oprah wig. She was a great mom. This is my 8th Mother's Day without my mom. And it still feels like the first one. She is not a person that you can easily forget. And I literally struggle to live my adult life because there's like,
you need her.
Yeah, like there's no handbook to being an adult. So it's like when you don't have that person that's the adult, like the go-to, your go-to adult person. Like she was my go-to person for anything.
Yeah.
I need $75. I need something.
I need help.
Okay, anything it is. I need.
She
and she would have figured
shit though first.
Absolutely,
but she got you.
Absolutely. And it's like, girl, hurry up and say what you got to say so I can get my $75.
Yeah, like let's wrap this up.
Okay.
I left her so bad though because when we were in our senior year, my mom moved me back to Chester from the county, and it's just like, why would you do that? I'm in my senior year. I'm in my golden year.
Yeah.
Like, this is very important. And that pretty much was my mom. Lisa was my mom.
Yeah.
Through my whole senior year because...
Pack that bag.
Like, I packed that bag and was at my best friend's house because we attended school together. We was on that bus and I needed somebody to look after me. My mom was in Chester. But she was a great person and she used to grind us up a lot. We got grounded up and we had to go to church and clean up mess that we ain't make. But I know that she was hard on us like that because she wanted us to do good. And I know that she's proud of us.
Absolutely.
I know she's proud of you.
Absolutely.
And I know she's proud of Brittany.
Absolutely.
Y'all are doing amazing, and I know that it's hard to not have her, but I know she probably up there like, girl, you fine. I got it. Like, you got it without me.
I was about to say that. Like, I feel like, I miss my mom every day, but I feel like she left the blueprint for, how I'm supposed to live my life, how I'm supposed to take care of my kids, like all that stuff that she instilled on me. That's something that I'm never going to forget.
Ever. And that's how I know that you're going to be a great mother. You are such a good aunt and godmother to my kids. Like,
oh God,
you hold it down. I appreciate you, and I know that came from Lisa, though. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to be emotional. I don't want to be emotional. So that's really all I have for you today, Bess. I don't want to dig too deep. Let's slow walk this thing.
Okay.
I don't want to dig too deep. I don't want to make you emotional. It's still early in the day, and it's Mother's Day weekend, and we moms. We need to go do something.
What you want to do?
What you want to do?
I don't know. I got the credit card.
Oh, that's going to be irresponsible. Yes, I'm about to be irresponsible, y'all. My man is home. My husband is home with them kids, and when I tell y'all, my man is seasoned. He ain't one of them, where you at? What time you coming home? The kids. No, baby. When I get home, the house is clean. Them kids is quiet or they sleep.
That's my type of carrying on.
Exactly. He got it covered.
Because then you carry on.
Exactly. He creates a space for me to carry on. Okay. But we're going to wrap this up. I just want to thank everybody who has been reposting, who has been DMing. I don't care if you like a comment. Thank y'all for all your support. I have so much in store for the Momcast. Again, the mom goes unnoticed. We are going to touch base on so many different topics. We going to dig deep. We doing giveaways. We got back to school coming. We got, mamapreneurs, the mamas out here who want to start businesses. We have so much in store for this platform right here. If you are not subscribed to the channel, you probably want to. You probably should do that. Actually, you should. Not probably. You should.
You better do it.
You better. Subscribe right now. And make sure you hit that bell for them notifications because we dropping every what?
Sunday.
Period. We dropping every Sunday. Also, I wanted to touch base on this last time, but I forgot. But I remember this time. If you know a mother that you would like to shout out, please shoot me an email or a DM. I am open to looking at both. Email or DM. If you sent me an email, the email is B.WilderTV at bookingthemomcast.info. I'm going to repeat it because liquor and dyslexia has hit our generation very hard. So, B.WilderTV at bookingthemomcast.info. If you know a mom that is doing great and you want to shout her out, please shoot me an email or a DM with a small message and we will shout her out at the end of the episode. I want you to send us a small message of why you're shouting her out. What she's doing so great. Her name. And I want your name and where you're from. And that's all I have for today, guys. I'm going to be irresponsible with my best friend because it's Mother's Day weekend. And we live. We work hard and we deserve it. Period. A little bit of round of applause for the Momcast. We did it. Episode 2. Make sure you are liking, you are sharing, you are commenting, you are subscribing, you are supporting. And shout out to all the mothers. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. I love y'all. Bye-bye.